Also quick, smart, and disciplined.
When you increase liabilities, it's a debit to liabilities. Let's say $10. Cash?
Writing off the top of his head, it was incredible. I'm just sometimes sitting there in awe.
Oh, zero margin. Of course that makes. Of course it's going to be zero.
I'm probably smarter than you, so it's okay.
Jeremy, you talk about transparency. When did you let everybody know you're being paid every month by whatever stock was trying to have you pump and dump? Not gonna lie, guys, he's a lot more value oriented than he portrays on the channel.
I am very lucky to have that guy in my life.
Man, I miss doing those intros. They are hilarious. Anyway, welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance. So we need to talk about Intel earnings. I'm sorry, I've been gone the last couple of days. I've been busy. I have other sources of income besides YouTube that actually pay me more. We're going to go ahead and talk about Intel's earnings, and we're going to make fun of Paul Gabriel. Because remember, Paul Gabriel, the EM genius, everything money genius, did a DCF of Intel. And in that DCF, he put Intel as having a positive profit margin. Now Intel is unprofitable, but somehow his DCF still applies. I don't understand, Paul. I thought if you put negative numbers into a DCF, you would get a negative buy price for the stock. Can someone explain this to me? Anyway, let's go look at Intel. So what's going on with Intel? The stock went up, ladies and gentlemen. The stock went up. So now it's time to buy, and you know you're about to do it, you retail clowns. Unfortunately, Intel is not out of hot water. So the first thing I saw with Intel's earnings, I haven't even really looked at this, but I saw one thing that immediately made me laugh. Apparently, Intel is now profitable. That's right. They've swung back to profitability. They're making money now. Oh, right. Well, let's dive into this a little bit more deeply, balls deeply, and see what's really going on here. So this is the consolidated, condensed statements of income for Intel. Now, we see something very alarming here, okay? Put this into your DCF, see what happens. Negative year-over-year revenue growth, a pretty significant decline as a matter of fact. Let's see how much of a decline that actually was. 12,494 minus 15,321 divided by 15,321. Revenue is down 15%. 15%. Gross profit is down. Can I do this fast? Stress. Gross profit is down 17%. So their revenue is falling, and their profits are falling even faster. But they're still spending. They're still spending the same on R&D. They cut marketing, but not that much, general and admin, and they have some restructuring charges. Now, here's the funny thing. They have an operating loss of $1 billion from the core operations, the fundamental operations of this business. They have lost $1 billion. Now, and this is just in 3 months. 3 months. DCF, bro. It's the future, bro. Mama stuff, bro. So why do they have a loss? Well, we know that their expenses are higher than their gross profit. But how do they become GAAP profitable? Well, if you go down a little bit, you see that they have a benefit from taxes. The only reason they have a loss or a profit is from a tax benefit. We go from $1 billion loss from operations, the core functioning of the business. But with this $2.2 billion tax benefit, because in the United States, when you have a profit, you pay taxes. When you have a loss, you actually get a tax benefit. They actually have a profit of $1.4 billion, and they had 0.31 earnings per share. Now, if they didn't have that tax benefit, what would their profit have actually been? Well, it would have been a pretty significant loss. Let's see. We'll just do 816, 12, 949. They would have had a negative 6% profit margin. But because of this provision for taxes, they're profitable. Okay? This is not good. Remember, this is the danger of individual stocks, okay? Let's go look at the history of Intel. So if you look at Intel historically, right, you can see they had growing revenue. It was slightly growing, it was going up, and they had some pretty significant profits. If we go down, look at their gross margin. They used to have amazing gross margins. they had pretty decent operating margins, and they had pretty decent profit margins, and they had pretty decent free cash flow margins. And then at the drop of a bat, it all went downhill, and it happened rapidly. I put $500 into this. I was like, you know what? We'll see what happens. Maybe Intel will just, chug along and be fine. There was one quarter where their year-over-year revenue dropped by 20%, and I sold immediately, okay? So we have a company that is only profitable now because of a tax benefit. They had $1 billion loss from operations. $1 billion loss from operations. Their operating margin is almost negative 8%. This company has collapsed. This is a disaster. Look at the gross margin. Everything's collapsed. What's going good with this company? Nothing. Why would you keep holding this under the assumption of your stupid DCF everything money that totally doesn't match the reality of this company? Sometimes when a company goes this bad, you may need to get out of it, okay? Let's see if we can pull up the statement of cash flow. Like this right off the bat shows me like the stock went up because they had $1 billion of operating loss. I don't understand. Is this a clown market? Are we back in a clown market? Okay, let's go ahead and look at the balance sheet. So they have $43 billion of current assets, and they have $27 billion of current liabilities. So they're not going to go bankrupt within the next year, okay? Total assets is $185 billion. So about $140 billion is long-term assets, mostly property, plant, and equipment, okay? And obviously they have a pretty decent chunk of goodwill as well. Their long-term liabilities, let's see, is $46 billion. So overall, their balance sheet, it's not an imminent, like they're not going to imminently go bankrupt, okay? They're not going to imminently go bankrupt. But if the trends continue and they continue to lose money, at some point they're going to pack on more and more debt, or they're going to have to issue shares, okay? And remember, people, when they were doing their DCF, everything money, they're going to have buybacks, and they're going to grow their revenue at 1%, and they're going to have a disparate profit margin. It's all out the window, okay? This company is not doing well. It's actually really bad, shockingly bad. If we go down to the statement of cash flows, so they have positive cash flow from operations, which is good, very good, right? But compare it to the prior year of the quarter from prior year, the same quarter prior year. Their cash from operations has dropped by like 80 or 90%. Oh my God. They're about to go cash. If trends continue, they might go cash flow negative potentially. This is crazy. And they definitely have negative free cash flow. You want to know why? Because look how much they're spending on property, plant, and equipment. So their operating cash flow has gone down, but they're spending more on property, plant, and equipment. Wow. When are you going to see a return of this stock? When are you going to see profits? 5 years from now? And what's the balance sheet going to look like at that point? Probably not pretty. Let's look at financing. Okay. So the biggest thing I see is that they packed on some long-term debt. If trends continue, they're going to keep packing on tons and tons of debt. I don't know why they would want to issue shares because their stock price ain't that high. It's definitely collapsed in the last couple of years. But they're going to start packing on debt because with all these capital expenditures they're doing and basically no operating cash flow, they're in some serious trouble. Okay, some serious freaking trouble. So overall, this company is like, it's a huge risk. Why would you buy this company with negative revenue growth, with negative operating margins, and a positive fake profit margin only because of a tax benefit? Why would you buy this company? Can someone explain to me why would you buy this instead of buying a total market index fund? This turd or a total market index fund. But I may get 12% compounded if it turns around and their fabs come into operation and or you could get like almost the guaranteed, 8-10%, whatever the market's going to get in the next couple of years or the next decade. Why would you buy this? It makes absolutely no sense. So even the best looking stocks, the most beautiful stocks, they can collapse. Okay, they can collapse massively. Look at the decline of this company and weep. Okay, This is not good. They're not profitable. Don't think they're freaking profitable. They're not. All right, let's do some comments. Finally, did you miss me? Can't believe you dumped Intel at 24. Scared money makes no... Okay, why would I own Intel when I could instead own a total market index? Okay, that's my thought process. It's like I threw in $500 and then I saw that revenue decline. And the company's not doing well. They're still unprofitable. They are not. They're profitable on a GAAP basis because of a tax benefit. Jeremy been clapping VT cheeks. Now EM with Baba, Intel, and what? Well, number one, I own Baba. They're not clapping my cheeks. My total lifetime returns are higher than both of them combined. I've made more money in the stock market with a much smaller net worth than both of them combined in absolute terms. Not percentage terms, absolute terms. That's crazy. I'm clapping their cheeks. You have to give it to Lefebvre. He slowly and quietly sold his stakes, like in essence, safer stocks. Also, he's making big. Oh, he's a scammer. I'm not going to give him anything. He's just a piece of trash. The guy clearly sleeps better these days, even though I argue he shouldn't have after he screwed up. He doesn't care. You think he cares? Oh, my God. But Intel went up 7% of earnings. You're always wrong about AI, EV, and microchips. And the grifter, for some reason, always seem to get it right when talking. Oh, yeah, the grifters are always right. 100%. They're always right, of course. I hope that's a troll comment. I really hope that's. I hope you don't believe that. I hope that's a joke. Dude, make some John Anthony videos. On my other channel, I might. I think it's too early to judge into the financials. But why buy that when you could buy a total market index? They're not. Intel's not even profitable. That's a fake profit. That's a fake profit. If they don't have that tax benefit next quarter, they have the same operating earnings, they're going to be unprofitable again. Woo! Let's see. This is a turnaround play. Or you could just buy VT. Have fun with your turnaround play. I love seeing you. I want to see you with your shirt. Send me a pic. I bought Intel, my Schnintel too high. And they also say, Jason, thanks, not everything money. Strongman, any thoughts on Oddity? It's an Israeli version of Elf Beauty. It's profitable, but also wildly expensive. I think that somebody did like a... I won't name the person, but I'm pretty sure I have to make a video about that. So stay tuned. Someone should see Yellow Truck. Demands bankruptcy. I don't even know what that's about. Why would we buy it? We wouldn't. Of course you did. You bought it at the exact bottom, didn't you? You're such a freaking genius. Why don't you open a course? Keep buying individual stocks because you always buy them at the exact bottom. To the second. The second it bottomed, you bought it. And you went all in, and now you're up 1,000%. Is that what happened? I'm sure that's what happened, Step La La Land. God, I hate you people. I'm bag. See, this is the reality. Most of you clowns are bag holding. Strawman needs to start paying for StreamYards and not have their logo. That's $25 a month, man. I'm trying to run a profitable business here. That was a joke. V, thank you very much. I was like, oh my God. But some people believe that. You don't know. They make nice processors, though. Wonder why they won't make money. Something's very off with that company. You don't just collapse like that. That's crazy. VT has a lot. Oh, my, really? Wow. But guess what? They're at market cap weights. Oh, my God. I don't know. I just want to punch my screen sometimes. Strawman, I have a picture of you on my wall next to Taylor Swift. Man, what a couple, me and Taylor Swift. All right, guys, that's it. I just wanted to do a quick roast of Intel. I needed to get a video out because I've made a video in 2 days, but it's not profitable. It ain't. It's not. They're losing money. They're not doing that well, okay? They're still in the doghouse. Don't get sucked in by fake profits. Have a wonderful night.